Greetings, mighty companions, and welcome back to Transforming Relationships Through A Course in Miracles with the Quinns.
Anna, Greg, and...
You know who?
Holy Spirit.
Never leave home without it.
That's right.
Never do anything without it.
Absolutely.
Well, it seems like it's been a while.
It has been a while.
It seems like
has
it's been
it
a
been
while.
a while for some reason?
Yeah, it has.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you were out of town.
I was traveling. Yeah.
So Anna's back, and I'm so glad for that. Not doing classes with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need my fix.
Yeah.
So here we are.
So here we are, getting his fix, getting our fix, our truth fix. All right, so we're going to do the random number generator
prayer. And it's going to lead us in some prayer, hopefully. And you see it's on a sunset,
and
beautiful
looks, yes,
orange.
Matches my dress.
Like a new day is coming forth.
Yes, amen to
And then
that.
If you'll lead us in
Okay, I will.
some
All right.
asking Holy Spirit for some guidance stuff.
This is our random number generator prayer.
This is how we do it.
Here you go.
It's not copyrighted. You can use this.
Absolutely, you can use this prayer. All right, so let's just close our eyes and get quiet and draw our awareness inward. Bring our awareness out of the past and out of the future and into the present moment, right here, right now, where God is, where we are, where love is, where our answers are waiting for us, this holy instant now. And in this holy instant now, Spirit of healing, Spirit of truth, we give you this gathering. We give you this circle of healing. We give you this time when we gather together to listen to truth together, to be healed together. That you might direct this time, that you might choose for us where in a course and what in the course in miracles that you would have us hear and learn from today. Decide for healing for us, and thank you in advance for always answering our call for truth, our call for healing, our call for peace, and our call for love. Thank you for always answering our call for healing. And thank you for answering in your genius, brilliant, hilarious, loving, win-win way. We thank you, Spirit, for your gifts to us. Be you in charge. All right.
Amen.
There you have it. That's our random number generator prayer.
And hey, we're so honored to have you guys with us here with us.
Yes,
We really are. We love coming together and just reading the course and just opening our minds, opening our hearts, and asking Spirit for new, fresh manna.
Yeah.
New revelations. Not just the old stuff we've been doing day after day, week after week, but new stuff. You know why? Because we are in a new day. We really are. We're in a new time. We're in a new era, aren't we?
Yeah.
I
Yes,
mean,
we are.
what's going on now isn't by coincidence out there in the world, is it?
Not at all. The Course in Miracles talks about the Great Awakening. The Course talks about the celestial speed up. You know, the Course talks about this time where there is a comprehensive reawakening of the children of God. And so, you know, sure seems like it to me and to us. And so we dedicate this to fulfilling our part in this Great Awakening. Spirit, what would you have us do? What role would you have us play? How would you have us help this Great Awakening where mankind awakens from its sleep of fear and war into the reality of the equality of all?
And while Anna was, you know, inviting our higher loving self, God's voice, as I like to think of it, I love to think of our higher loving self, Holy Spirit, as literally the voice for God. The voice for God. The voice for God is what comes and speaks to us after we've heard the voice that isn't speaking for us. That's where patience comes in. That's where quiet comes in. That's where, as the teacher of God has learned, the foundation of our whole ministry is in trust. That's where trust comes in, waiting for that voice. And as Anna was inviting Spirit, I saw so clearly in my mind, you and me, the likes of us healers, us light workers. And I don't say this braggadociously, I say this factually. The chosen ones.
Which are the ones who chose God's voice.
Which are the ones that answered the call.
Right.
Those are the chosen ones.
That's
They're
right.
not special.
No.
They're just the ones that said, here I am, Lord, send me. Here I am.
God has called all, but few have chosen to respond.
And as you were doing your invitation to Spirit, I so clearly saw people walking into a room, which I feel like we're all a part of right now, and they had head bandages on, they had crutches they were walking in, and they were walking in, they looked just like war victims. Men, women, and children coming in from war,
the battlefield.
From the battlefield. And the battlefield is heating up. The battlefield is trying to say, there's nothing good to see here. There's nothing good. God isn't here in this story. There's nothing good to see. You can just move on. Just keep moving on. But the light workers, no, they don't move on. They stay on the battlefield. Why? Because they are the light of the world. They come back together. We come back together and do what? Strengthen our swords and our armament by how? Strengthening the ideas of truth. And then we go back out into the world, and the world's trying to show us, this isn't right, that's not right, this needs to be changed, that needs to be corrected, blah, blah, blah. And we just stick our sword in the center of the earth with our trust, waiting for Spirit to show us another way to look at this. And we will be those that will be able to see what nobody else can see, because we're practicing the work. We're practicing the work. We've answered the call. And we are getting ourselves healed right now. We're going through a really deep, deep healing transition right now. I know a lot of you can feel it. I know a lot of you are into that space where you're just, it only comes along once in a while. It's like the wind of heaven comes through your life, and you're just, reading stuff, spiritual content, and it's just making more sense to you. And the more you disconnect from the world, the more you can disconnect. This is a time where revelation is just flourishing. It's just flowing because the earth needs it. The world needs it, and that's why it's flowing through those that are willing to disconnect themselves as much as they can from the matrix. That doesn't mean you don't have to go to your job. That doesn't mean you don't have to do your grocery shopping. But what's your mindset on? What's your mindset on? You can go through your entire day being busy and have your mind totally connected with God, totally with Spirit in every moment. What would you have me do here? Practicing. What would you have me say here? Listening. And that's what the season that we're coming out of. We've been preparing for this. The Lord told me this last week. The lion's den is here. And He wouldn't have thrown us, His light workers, those that have answered the call and been sharpening their tools to be able to see good where nobody can see good, to lift up people in edification and praising rather than cutting down and tearing apart, looking for ways to join rather than ways to separate. And these are the ones that the universe, that heaven, that God is proud of right now. He's proud of us. He's like, you've taken the beatings, you've gone out into the lab, you've done your homework, you've come back, you've studied, you've gone out into the lab, you've turned in your tests some weeks and you had a bad score, but that's okay, you stayed in class, and good job. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Beautiful. Thanks for talking to our tribe. Hi, Janice. Yes, I am good. Thanks for asking. All right, so we did our random number generator prayer.
And your magic little
and
finger.
we're going to now see what Spirit is choosing. Chapter 23.
23 in blue for Revelation.
Yes, and let's see how many sections are in chapter 23. There are 4.
Actually, it's like a blue, turquoise,
Yes.
maroon.
Mm-hmm. There's
Beautiful color.
4 sections.
4 sections. All right.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Here we go. All right, 1. So it's chapter 23, and it's called Walk You in Glory.
Walk you in glory.
Walk You in Glory. And the title of the chapter is The Escape from Conflict. Now, it's a different title in the Blue Book. So, I don't remember where it is, but all right. So, this is chapter 23, section 1, and it's called Walk You in Glory. So, it sounds like instructions for the miracle workers.
Mm-hmm.
It's if I remember correctly, this is instruction for the miracle workers. You know, how to be on the battlefield and yet bring love and peace. You know, how to see the battle correctly so that you bring peace that replaces battle. Okay?
Beautiful.
All right. Walk you in glory. Do you not see that the opposite of frailty and weakness is sinlessness? So what's the opposite of frailty and weakness? It's sinlessness. If I feel frail and weak, what's going on? I'm feeling guilty.
Yep.
And if I don't want to feel frail and weak anymore, then it comes from accepting the fact of my innocence and my guiltlessness, no matter what mistakes I think I've made.
Or if somebody's giving me guilt, I can recognize them as feeling weak
and frail.
And
Exactly. That's a great application of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's what frailty and weakness means. It means I feel guilty or they feel guilty about something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It says so. This says innocence is strength. So knowing your own innocence, knowing your own sinlessness, that is strength, and nothing else is strong. So the only thing that is going to enable you to actually feel not frail and weak, the only thing that's going to ever help you feel truly strong is the acceptance of the fact of your sinlessness, your innocence. Good to know. So if I want to have some strength, if I want to feel strong, if I need some strength in a situation where I'm feeling weak, then the first thing that I need to do is remember how I was created, and that how I was created was sinless. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean I can't make mistakes, obviously. It just means that I cannot change my reality from sinless to guilty, no matter what mistake I make. Okay? And it says, those who know that they are sinless, and those who know that other people are sinless, the sinless cannot fear. And fear of any kind is weakness. So when you know that you are sinless, and when you see others as sinless, you cannot be afraid. And P.S., fear of any kind is weakness. So anytime you're feeling fear, you're experiencing weakness. When you're feeling fear, of course, that means you're feeling weak. Who feels fear and feels strong?
I was just reading an article about mountain lions, since we live in an area that has mountain lions. And just happened to come across my feed yesterday. You know how we talk about everything we talk about seems to come up on our phones.
It's because they're listening. Yeah, it's because they're listening.
But anyway, this the mountain lion story is it said don't show fear.
Right.
You know, because the mountain lion, which is like the eagle,
Right.
it's standing there and it's prowling around you, prowling around, and it said don't take your eyes off of it. In other words, don't take your eyes off of the fear.
Interesting.
Don't ignore it.
Right.
Recognize it. See it there.
Right.
And it said to throw rocks at it, to let it know that you're not there to back down. You're not there to play patty cake with it, and don't run.
Yeah. The whole things. It is a cat.
It's a cat, and it sees that as
weakness.
Weakness.
It sees your fear as weakness.
And if you bend down, if you look away, it sees it as weakness. So the confidence and the rock throwing is the throwing of truth at the ego, throwing those truth balls at it, knocking it, next to it, and scaring it away.
Exactly. And so, yes, the choosing to remember one's innocence, choosing to remember that I'm innocent even if I'm mistaken, choosing to remember that they are innocent even if they're mistaken, that is what shows real strength. That is what is the opposite of fear. So fear is weakness, fear is guilt.
Yeah. So the mountain lion that wants to tear us apart is standing there prowling around us. And as soon as we throw some guilt out into our experience, we give ourselves guilt, we give somebody else guilt, we accept some guilt, then we're now
showing our weakness.
We're
showing our weakness.
And now the ego pounces
goes
on
right on. Okay, exactly. That's exactly right. So remember, when you need strength, remember that strength comes from remembering that you are sinless and you are innocent, despite whatever mistakes you may have made. Don't forget that. To say you're sinless doesn't mean to say you haven't ever made mistakes. It just means that despite my mistakes, God created me sinless, so that's what I am. Okay? And just because I've made a mistake and forgotten who I am doesn't mean I've changed myself to be something that I made myself to be. So it says, the show of strength that attack would use to cover frailty does not conceal frailty. So what does attack do? Attack is a cover for frailty. So I attack when I want to hide the fact that I feel weak.
Right.
That's what we do.
So like if you were to come home late from work or something, and I ask you, where have you been? Start giving you the guilt. I do that as a cover because underneath it, I'm afraid to be vulnerable enough to tell you, hey baby, it scares me when you come home, 2 hours late, and it makes me think, where have you been?
Exactly. Well, and in that situation, we don't want to say, I was feeling weak and frail, thinking that you might be out doing whatever, and so we don't want to be vulnerable like that, and so we cover our feeling of weakness, our fear. We cover our fear with attack.
Right, because we're afraid to share our vulnerability.
Exactly. We're afraid to say, I was afraid when you didn't come home. I was afraid.
Yeah.
I was afraid you were either doing something with somebody else, or maybe you'd run off the road. Or
now, when you tell me that you're afraid, like you want me to come home because you're feeling afraid, what's my response?
You always say, "I'll be right there."
Yeah, because first of all, you're not calling me saying, "Hey, why are you staying out so late?
What are you doing?
Yeah, what
Who are you doing?
or whatever.
Exactly. That's exactly.
And so the response is going to be totally different because when somebody shows you their vulnerability, we always tend to help protect that.
That's right.
But when they show guilt, that's
when they attack us.
Yeah, that's like now we're in a defensive mode.
Right.
We're not in nurturing mode where we
That's right.
get defensive right away.
And it's saying that when you use attack to cover your fear, it does not cover your fear. The attack does not ever cover your fear. The attack that you're using to cover your fear not only does not hide your fear, it literally reveals how weak you really feel, which means how afraid you feel, which means how guilty you really feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so good to know. You
So
know?
the more guilt.
Yes, exactly. Yes, absolutely. And these are things that are saviors. They are the saving grace in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a relationship, when you perceive your partner or your relations attacking you, if you attack back, like, how dare you? That is so offensive. Then all you're doing is, first of all, you're misreading. You're misreading them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you attack, when your partner attacks you in your perception and you attack back, you are totally misinterpreting their action, their behavior. And so now, however you respond back is going to be completely inappropriate to what's really going on with them. So if you want to be responding appropriately to what's really going on in your relationships, then you need to know what attack really means. You know, so when somebody's attacking you, what it means is they are feeling guilty, which makes them feel afraid, which then makes them feel weak and vulnerable, and they are attacking to cover up and hide the fear and the guilt that they feel. Now, if when you're feeling attacked by someone you're in a relationship with and you remember that, now you have the ultimate opportunity to be your friend's savior and to transform the relationship into a garden of peace and safety.
Yeah, because you don't take it personal.
Yeah, exactly. This is the truth that enables you to see and to remember that it's not personal. They're attacking me. They must be feeling guilty about whatever, which makes them feel fear, which makes them feel weak and vulnerable.
And they just happen to be using whatever the circumstance is
Exactly.
to draw out that guilt.
Yes, exactly. They're just using that circumstance to attack.
Right.
Yes, beautiful. He says, right, so the attack that you use to hide your feeling of frailty and weakness and feeling of guilt does not conceal that guilt and that fear, because how can the unreal, which is the guilt and the fear, be hidden? How can the unreal be hidden? It's not even real. So in other words, you can't hide fear. I mean, we like to delude ourselves. They don't know I'm afraid. I got to make sure that they don't know I'm afraid. Yeah. You know, we think that we're experts in hiding. We really do. We think we're such genius actors. You know, like, they're not going to know how I really feel. You know, and the truth is that that we're not hiding. Our attack doesn't hide our fear at all. You're never hiding your fear. To anybody who has eyes to see, they know when you're afraid. And that's how it is in our relationships. We know when the other person's afraid. We know when the other person's not happy.
Yeah. What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing.
Why, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something
All
wrong
right.
with you?
You think I don't know how long have we been together? You think I don't know when something's wrong? Okay.
I was gonna
All
ask,
right.
I was going to ask you the same thing.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to ask you the same thing.
What's wrong?
What's wrong with you? Nothing. Okay, great. We're both fine. Wonderful. But why aren't we happy?
Or talking.
Mm-hmm. Very good question. And
Well,
so
it's
we're not
that-
hiding anything.
And it's not that, you're not talking. You and I don't talk a lot, but we're in a space of
peace.
Of peace.
Right, exactly.
When you're in that not talking and
Mm-hmm.
and you can feel the
Yes.
air like around you. It's like crackling.
Yes, exactly. So true. So the truth is that you can't hide fear.
No.
You can't hide fear. So, when somebody says, what's wrong? don't say nothing. What's wrong with you? Just say, well, obviously I've got fear going on. And that's the truth.
Or
obviously I'm feeling guilty about something, and that's the truth.
Or you could say, I heard you say before, and it almost like throws like some magic dust out into the air.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, I must be having some misperception.
There you go. Yes.
And then I go, what? Because she's not blaming me. Mm-hmm. And then it's like,
or lying and saying,
you're having some misperception. Oh, okay.
I guess I must be
But
too.
that tells me she's bothered.
Exactly. And
without blaming.
Exactly. If I said I'm having a misperception, I didn't say I'm upset at you. Mm-hmm. I'm having misperception means it's my.
Right.
And now you don't have to take it personal.
Right.
Unless you want to. And sometimes we do. And when we do, it's because we've had so much joy and peace for so long that our ego is starving for air. Our ego feels like it's dying.
Let me have some vengeance.
I need some vengeance.
I need to breathe.
I need to breathe. You've been starving me out with peace for 2 weeks now. I'm starving. I'm asphyxiating.
Yeah.
On peace.
I'm gagging.
I'm gagging on
truth.
I'm gagging on truth. That's what's really going on. Okay, so I love, and you can see how the Course in Miracles literally is one big book about relationships. It literally is. Our relationships with ourselves, our relationships with others, and our relationship with Source. It's what it's all about. Because the one problem that we have, the Course in Miracles says we have one problem, and that one problem is we believe we're different. Mm-hmm. And that's the same as saying that our one problem is the belief in separation, which means we believe we're different. And so that's and different from what? Different from others, different from those that we are in relationship with, including our Source, Source and everybody else. And so this is reminding us of what is really going on when we are attacking. What's really happening? Where does attack come from? And what could be more practical information and knowledge to have in your relationships than that?
Right.
And what to do to dissolve that attack, to get to the love that's the desire for love that's really underneath that.
Yeah, we think we're attacking them because they came home late.
Yeah.
We think we're attacking them because they went to that party.
Yeah.
Or they did that thing. You know that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know that thing.
That's not where, and that's where everything that the ego is so crafty. You know, we were told that the serpent was the most crafty of all the beings of the garden.
Yes.
And the ego is so crafty because it always has us looking where the root of the issue, the source of the problem is not at.
That's right.
And yeah, we might cut it down some. We might
Prune
even get it below the dirt.
Exactly.
But it's still down there. It's still there.
That's right.
And it's gonna come back.
That's right.
And we're going to maybe have different characters or different situations, but we're gonna manifest that same issue again until we get it right.
Exactly. And another great application of that is in your relationships, when you perceive that someone you're in a relationship with is attacking you, to remember, oh, they must be feeling guilty about something, and use it as an opportunity to remind them that they're innocent. Instead of attacking back, you can respond with something that is a reminder that they are innocent, that they are sinless, whatever it is they think they did, that they're innocent, that they're, that whatever it was, whatever they're feeling guilty about, you probably won't say it out loud, but whatever they're feeling guilty about, they're still innocent, and if you target your response to wanting them to feel innocent again when they were obviously feeling guilty, then you are literally aiming your love right at the like you said, the root of what they're really upset about. You're answering their real call for love. And how grateful to you do you think they're going to be when you do that instead of attacking them back?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you save your own savior. This person you're with, that's your savior, by the way. And they were sent to you because you guys have whatever formula it is, that perfect balance to save each other time. So, all right. So it says...
And usually when an attack comes, you can say to yourself, if you can remember it, that this is a lesson I must learn.
Yes, exactly.
And look at the person that you're in the lesson with, and ask yourself, well, the teacher and the students here right now, do I want to get it over with? Or do I want to wait and have another character, or maybe this same character, come back to do the lesson again?
And it'd be worse.
Yeah. But
it'd be harder.
If the lesson's coming at you with the perception of attack, things aren't right, things need to be different, things need to be changed, then you know it's a lesson that you must learn. Now they have a lesson that they must learn too. But don't focus on their lesson, focus on your lesson. The job of the teacher is to accept the atonement for themselves, not to be worried about, well, I did my part, but they didn't do their part. Well, good, you did your part. If you did your part, then you won't do this lesson again. They will.
Right.
They're going to come back for summer school. Do you want to come back to summer school with them?
No, I don't
think so.
And I like, Janice says, you mean even when your friend throws you under the bus?
Yeah, because they're going to learn their lesson again. They're going to come back to summer school. But I don't want to come back to summer school with them. I want to move on.
I want to graduate and
I
on
want
to
to
the
keep
next
going
level.
from glory to glory. I want to keep gaining knowledge and more knowledge.
Yes.
I don't want to become dumber and dumber.
Exactly.
I've been doing that long enough.
Exactly. In the example where your friend threw you under the bus, it's still true that they threw you under the bus because they were feeling guilty, and there's a very good chance that if they don't feel like they really deserve love, then their guilt about the love that they received from you or others, then they will sabotage the friendship. If they feel guilty about the love they've been receiving because they don't believe they deserve that love, then they're going to sabotage that love, that friendship, by attacking. And now, what if you saw, oh, my friend doesn't believe they deserve our loving relationship. They don't believe they deserve my friendship. They don't believe that they deserve my love and my friendship. Oh my goodness. Now you have compassion and empathy for them instead of, I'm going to now run you over with a bus, you know. So that what we're saying here still holds true for that example.
Right.
And that was a great question, Janice. Thanks for asking an honest question. What about when somebody threw you under the bus? I love those honest, authentic questions. Those are great. They help us to apply the ideas. Okay. So then it says, no one is strong who has an enemy. So if you have an enemy, you ain't strong. You're only as strong as whether you have no enemies. No one is strong who has an enemy, and no one can attack unless they think they have an enemy.
Right.
Wow.
This is one of those totally make common sense.
Exactly. This
sentences.
is just common sense. But that's common sense where until you hear it, you're like, so.
And think about when we're giving each other in our relationship guilt, we're perceiving an enemy.
That's what it means. When you are attacking someone, you are perceiving someone as your enemy, And if they're attacking you, They were perceiving you as an enemy, but not because you were an enemy, but because they were feeling guilty about something, and which made them feel afraid, which made them now want to cover and hide their fear with a show of attack.
So false strength.
Yes, false strength, exactly. But if you have an enemy, which you must think you have if you're attacking, you can't be strong.
And we don't think about that, do we? When we're being attacked with guilt, we don't think, man, they do not have any strength.
Yeah, they feel weak.
Because the truth is if you're attacking, you don't have strength. And it's not a matter of they feel weak, they are weak.
Yes. That is true.
If you attack, that is weakness. And so if they're attacking you, they're demonstrating weakness.
Yes.
So don't fall for it and say, well, I think I'll become weak too.
By attacking back.
Yeah, you want to be weak? I'll be weak. Yeah, hallelujah. Let's both be weak.
And does that sound like what a loving friend would do?
And what do you think's going to happen when two weak minds company with one another? It's not going to be a very fun bus ride.
It's going to be a lot of attack.
One of you is going to be under the bus, and one of you is going to be driving.
And in the next scene, it'll be reversed.
Yeah.
Yes. When Ari and I were in the hotel room in California, we shared a wall with two people who were in the same room who definitely believed that they were each other's enemies.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And when the next day I saw the janitor in the room repairing holes in the walls, and that was the wall I was like, Ari and I was like, you need to break up.
And you see, we think that power, that strength.
That's what those two people. That's what those people thought. They thought that they were being powerful in attacking each other.
And what did it do? It took money out of their checkbook,
That's
their bank account.
right.
Might have put some damage on their credit history.
Yes, that's right.
But
exactly.
it's however you look at it. It's bringing a weakness to your life. It's bringing punishment to your life.
Yeah.
That's what the weak get, is punished.
That's exactly right. She goes, those darn hotel walls. It was hilarious. Ari and I were like, y'all need to break up.
for the rest of us.
I'm a therapist. Take it from me. Y'all need to break up. Do it for the world. And for us who are trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Break up already. We need some sleep. Okay. So no one is strong who has an enemy, and no one can attack unless they think they have an enemy. That's what attack means. I think I have an enemy. But as long as you think you have an enemy, then you will never experience strength. Wow, isn't that deep?
That is.
I'll never feel strong as long as I think I have an enemy.
And who of us don't have some enemy somewhere?
Exactly.
In politics,
even if
at
it's
the
like,
workplace, in the neighborhood, in the family. Come on.
Yep.
But none of us are going to experience
real strength.
That is wild.
That's deep.
Real power, real strength.
Yes, real power, real strength.
That kind of stuff.
Yes.
Until we don't have a perceived enemy. Man, that's an overcomer. That's somebody that's flying over the battlefield.
Absolutely.
That has come to a place where because it's when people come at you with their vulnerabilities, with their guilt that they're dealing with, it's so hard to stand your ground as a warrior of God, as a teacher of God, and to just stand there
and see as a call for love,
and like do this karate move, but what you're doing is you're like pulling back the veil to remember
what's really going on.
Oh yeah, they're vulnerable.
They feel weak.
They feel
guilty.
And attack is weakness. I don't want to weaken myself. I need to pull myself in right now. I don't want to become weak. I need to be strong. If I'm weak, then where's the hope for either one of us?
That's right.
Somebody's got to be the same one here.
And choose real strength.
Yeah.
And choose real strength.
And
that's what a real friend does, is instead of when they're being attacked by somebody, instead of attacking back, they choose for both of them to not attack so that they can remain strong for them both.
I think it's hilarious. The world looks at people that think positive,
Mm-hmm.
that try to extend kindness,
Mm-hmm.
that carry little balloons shaped in hearts around with them, that have little crystals and things like that. They make fun of these people as, that's not going to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be real. You gotta pull up your bootstraps, boy. We're in the real world here.
War.
Well, if you think that not standing there when somebody's attacking you with guilt, and you're like that karate guy in Kung Fu, that's the old Kung Fu, the original one, where somebody would just talk, some old Western cowboy would talk all kinds of slack to him, and he would just stand there because his purpose was he would rather not engage in a fight than have to settle a
And
fight.
that's real power. And that's what you were saying, that
is real power.
that the ultimate power is the one that doesn't attack back. That's not a weakling.
No.
That takes the ultimate power. It's just too damn easy.
Everybody
to
can
attack. Everybody can attack back.
Everybody.
It's too easy to attack back.
Show me the one that doesn't.
Exactly.
Show me that one.
Exactly.
That's the one heaven's looking for.
It reminds me of a line from the Urantia book where it says that a person who conquers their own mind is greater than he who has conquered a whole city.
Yes.
You know, and so that's what it really means to have true power, is to not attack, even when you perceive you're being attacked.
And even
by
when
a friend.
even when you are being attacked.
And even when
I
you
mean,
are being
that it's
attacked.
obvious that
Yes.
they are, because
Right.
again, they are full of guilt. They're boiling
Yeah, they
over
are.
with guilt.
Man, they are.
They need to project it out
Yes,
somewhere, and here
they
you
have
are.
to. Right.
But who are you that
Mhm.
they projected their guilt on? Unsuspectingly, the savior of the world?
Their savior.
Yeah.
And-
Or just another
Mhm.
one of the many masses that hasn't learned real power. They haven't stood there and just put themselves in a state of peace by doing what? Calling on spirit and saying, help!
Hey, spirit. Hey, spirit, what's going on here?
Alarm, alarm!
Hey,
I mean,
spirit.
you can do that. You can just stare at them and not react, and in your mind scream out to spirit.
Help.
That's the best plan ever.
Absolutely.
And just do not say anything.
And that's what true strength
Or
does.
do anything. Just stand, and they're, you know, I've had people literally that were like spitting out the mouth, so mad, and just stood there and stared at them because I didn't know what to say.
Right.
But
This
it was
time, though-
it was wild at the end how they self-deflated.
Yes, that's right.
They just self-deflated.
Yep.
It was
Right
like
there in front of you.
right there in front of you. It's almost like they realized as an adult how they're acting in front of another adult.
Well, your piece became a very clear mirror.
Right.
Where they could see,
contrast.
Yeah, where they could see the contrast, and so, and then they usually go from spitting angry to crying. You know, I love it. Janice says, "You are perfect despite your imperfections." This was my friend Mitch Messer's motto. I love that. You are perfect despite your imperfection. Beautiful.
Yeah.
In other words, you are innocent and sinless despite your misperceptions, despite your errors.
And you're learning just like I am.
Exactly. We're the same.
You know, tomorrow it might be me that hopefully the Savior shows up that knows what real power is and doesn't attack me back.
Yes.
And helps me out of the ditch that I fell in.
Yes.
You know, because we need to help each other.
Exactly.
None of us are at a point where it's like, just follow me, people.
Yeah, nobody's that we know is that there yet. And remember that when someone is attacking you, this is your opportunity, your blessed opportunity to come again to give to somebody what you're going to want to receive when you are angry and attacking, when you feel weak. Just like Greg was saying, this is your chance to give your future self some insurance that when you've lost your mind and feel guilty and now you feel weak and so you're attacking, that your savior, that somebody's like, oh, poor dear, you must be having a hard day. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You know?
Instead of attacking
instead
you back.
Instead of attacking you back.
And why? Because that's what you gave.
That's right. That's right.
It's like putting your car keys up so that when you go to leave the house, where your past self was thinking about your future self, so that your future self doesn't get frustrated looking all over the house for your car keys. Goes, oh, they're right here where my past self left them for me to easily find, for me to easily have a better, day, a smoother day, because my past self was looking out for me. And this is the same thing, is that universal laws: give, receive, give, receive.
All that you give is given to yourself.
Yeah, all that I give unto myself. And if I want, that's really powerful, because if we can remember that, when we're being attacked, and we can remember this is your opportunity, so that when you slip on a banana peel on the train and fall off
and attack because you feel weak,
because you did the
which
same
you're gonna
thing,
do,
what you are going to do.
It's a given.
Don't think you're not. When this person shows up that's doing it to you, don't think that. It's like getting to draw a card, a get out of jail card in Monopoly, and you know it's on top of the deck, and Spirit telling you there's a get out of jail card right in front of you. Where? In your brother or your sister attacking you right now, and probably sent to you because love knows you need a get out of jail card pretty soon. You have something coming down the pipe that ego's bringing your way. And love knows you need a get out of jail card.
You're going to need some insurance.
Love's bringing you while you're in your right mind, while you're not crazy, lazy, and brings you the opportunity so that you can plant that good seed of return. Call it karma, call it whatever you want, but it is a universal law that as you give, you receive.
That's right.
And to the measures you give it, it's going to be measured back. So how nice are you going to be to this person? How loving are you going to be? How non-attacking are you going to be? So when you get,
when you're attacking,
then that person just coincidentally showed up as you're projecting your guilt out.
And had mercy on you.
And they didn't attack back, which did what? Broke the curse for both of you.
Exactly. That's right.
And so if you want to, that's really deep, that let's say you or I in a fight and one of us, does that. They don't attack back. They cut the cord.
They answer the call for love.
They cut the curse.
Right.
And now, not only did they cut it for now, but tomorrow, now I have where I had to go out and attack somebody. And that person cuts the cord.
Stops the cycle.
For me.
Right.
And so you see it? Cut the curse. Cut the curse.
Yes.
And so it's just cutting all of the bad seeds.
The vicious cycles.
The weeds that we've been growing up in our lives that haven't been plucked out of our garden, But it's not just pulling them and not getting them by the roots, but it's getting them by the roots. That's the beauty of it, is so they don't come back.
Right. Exactly. So that we don't have a life full of attack.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't that be nice?
To have a beautiful garden.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
So again, no one is strong who has an enemy, and no one can attack unless he thinks he has an enemy. And so belief in enemies is therefore the belief in weakness. Belief in enemies is the belief in weakness. Or we could say belief in attack is therefore the belief in weakness.
We think weakness is power.
If you believe in attack, then you believe in weakness. And what is weak is not the will of God. So you may believe in weakness, you may feel weak and believe in weakness because you believe in attack and enemies, but that wasn't God's idea. God didn't create you as weak. That's not the will of God. God did not create you as weak. So weakness being an attack, being opposed to God's will, weakness is God's will's enemy.
It's strength enemy, which is God's enemy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is our enemy.
Being opposed to God's will, what is weak is God's will's enemy.
It's the enemy of God's will.
Yes, right, exactly. So weakness is against God's will. That's the opposite of God's will. God did not create you weak.
God did not will us
Yes,
to be weak.
Exactly.
It wasn't God's will that we be weak.
Exactly. God did not create us as something that's vulnerable and weak to attack. So we're not. No, we can believe we are because we have freedom of decision. Our minds are free to think whatever we want because our minds were created free. But it's still not the truth of who you are or how we were created to be. It's the opposite of what God wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How strange indeed becomes this war against yourself.
And that's what it is. That's why I said
we're talking about a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
This war against yourself. How strange indeed becomes this war against yourself! Exclamation point.
Yeah, that's why I say when they're being weak, why would I want to weaken myself? That's why it's so strange.
It's so insane.
It's so strange.
Oh, you're attacking me? I think I'll attack myself.
Yeah, and you're being weak, you're vulnerable, and you're calling for more attack by doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I'll do that. I'll join you.
Yeah, I think I'll attack myself too.
Yeah, it's like I'll drink the poison too.
Yes, that's right. And that's our war against ourself.
Yeah.
And it's strange.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Heaven,
it doesn't make any sense.
Heaven's going like this watching us going,
Exactly.
what are they doing? Why do they keep attacking themselves?
Why do they keep attacking themselves? Why are they waging war against themselves? When really God created them
to be powerful.
Invulnerable.
Right.
They couldn't be weak if they tried because they can't make themselves, what God didn't create them to be.
All they have to do is not attack.
All they have to do is just not attack.
And
that's it. That's all you have to do is just not attack back.
Right.
He says, and you will believe that everything you use for attack, which is guilt, you will believe that everything you use for guilt and attack can hurt you, which means become your enemy. So anything you're using for guilt and attack, you will believe that it can hurt you and be your enemy.
And so there's a part of you that knows this is the part of the course that I've always loved because it's trying to tell us a very deep principle here that you got to remember we're in a split mind.
Mm-hmm.
And part of our mind is sitting there. Imagine sitting in the passenger seat and you're the not drunk person.
You're the designated driver.
Yeah, but you're in the passenger seat. And and the drunk driver, the insane person,
is in the driver's seat.
The one that's had too much not truth to drink,
yes,
is the one driving, and you're sitting there going, and there's a part of you that knows when you attack, and so now you're like, oh my gosh, what is? And you can see if you were Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde sitting in that front seat, you'd be looking over going, what did you just do to us? Well, I told them what we should have told them. I gave them a piece of our mind. No, you just asked for attack. Yes. Why do you keep doing that?
And you don't want to be in the passenger seat of somebody who's been asking for attack.
Yes.
By their attacking.
No.
You don't want to be them driving your car, the one who's been attacking. Because the one who's been attacking a lot, is the one who's literally inviting
a flat tire
attack to them, and you're the passenger. You're at their mercy.
Yeah.
So, And but that's what we do when we're waging war against ourselves. You know, when we're attacked by somebody's call for love, when we attack someone's call for love and we attack ourselves when they're calling for love, that is our war against ourselves. And it's weird. It's strange. And but believe this, you will believe that everything you use for attack can hurt you and become your enemy. So whatever you're using for attack is something you believe can hurt you. So whatever you're attacking is what you believe can hurt you. Mm-hmm. You are literally, when you attack, you are literally making something else to hurt you. Oh no, now there's something else in the world that can hurt me, as if there wasn't enough. As if there aren't enough things in the world that can hurt me. I'm going to make some more things in the world that can hurt me by attacking some more.
And so what does it do?
And that's insane.
It manifests in our life. Mm-hmm. That belief does. Not what they did, mm-hmm. not what we did, but that belief that we put out there mm-hmm. manifests attack mm-hmm. back into our life. Mm-hmm. And we have to cut that belief off at the head right there and say, I'm not going down that road.
Exactly. I am breaking the cycle of self-attack.
Right.
I am breaking the cycle, my cycle of self-attack.
Which is coming to me through the world.
Exactly. Well, if everything that I believe can hurt me is something that I've attacked, I must have been attacking a lot, because it seems like there's a lot in the world that can hurt me. Right. Seems like there's a lot, you know. I mean, it's like I could be killed by this coffee cup somehow, you know.
We are attacking a lot. Yeah. Look how much we're always finding fault.
Look how much we're complaining.
Oh, there's no parking spots.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
Look, they're out of this.
Look how much we're privately, quietly judging others.
I came in to buy this and they're out of it. Mm-hmm. Everything, you know, it's like we're magnetized to look for automatically for only what's not going right.
Yes.
For what's not wrong. We don't talk about, oh, look how much they have of this today. I came in to get this and there's plenty of it.
Right.
Yeah. We don't even think about that way. We just think about it if it's not meeting our expectations. If it met our expectations, don't talk about that.
We don't appreciate it. We don't go, that's wonderful. I needed something and it was here. How wonderful. Thank you, God. You know, we don't, but when it's not there, we bitch and complain and judge. Because
that's what we've been used to doing, is looking for where we can do our next attack.
That's right. Because we're waging a war against ourselves.
Right.
Okay? And that's what people do who feel guilty, people who believe they are guilty. That is what they do. They wage war against themselves, thinking that if they just attack themselves enough, maybe they'll become innocent again, you know, as they once were. Because we learned in the past that when someone's guilty, if you just punish them, or if you're guilty and you get punishment, then you're clean, your slate is clean again, you're innocent again. So every time you feel guilty, you're subconsciously asking the universe to punish you so that you can feel innocent again, so that your slate can be wiped clean again. It says, you will believe that everything you use for attack can hurt you and become your enemy. And then you will fight against whatever you think can hurt you. And you will try to weaken whatever you think can hurt you because you believe it will hurt you. And you will fight against it and try to weaken it because you believe it can hurt you. Okay? You're going to fight against and try to weaken what you believe will hurt you because you think it can hurt you. And you will think that you succeeded and you will attack again.
Yeah. It's just a cycle that just keeps repeating. It's just a repetitious cycle.
Yes.
And you attack.
Because I think that will protect me.
And there's a part of me that now knows that I've attacked, and now it's expecting attack back. And so because it's expecting attack back, it's looking for attack. It's not looking for goodness.
Right.
It's not looking for kindness.
And it sees what can hurt it.
It's not looking for love. It's out looking for
what can hurt
it. What can attack it? What can hurt? And when you just look for that, you're gonna find stuff that you perceive. Oh, you're the one that's showing up to give me back my attack. And so what it's saying here is we start attacking it right away, thinking that we're succeeding in attacking again.
Yes.
But all we're doing is doing the same loop. Now we just attacked again, and now there's a part of us that knows that we have attacked, and now attack is coming back, and now we're out looking for it. And we spend all of our time then looking for the attack coming in our life.
That's right.
Rather than looking for the goodness and the beautiful and the holy and the sunshine and all that heaven has for us, we're spending all of our time looking for what's wrong. Oh, look at this. Look what's going on over here. Oh, did you hear about that? Oh, I went to the store and this happened. Oh, I was driving my car and then this. It's just constantly looking for it, and then surprisingly finding it all the time.
And then attacking it, thinking that you're thinking that you've succeeded in protecting yourself, which then only makes you feel weaker, which then makes you attack again. So Janice says, when I yell at my puppy, then I feel bad and say, I could have addressed her differently, and there is some guilt attached to that. The pup always looks at you like, really? We understand. We have a puppy too that sometimes we're tempted to yell at. So, but yes, so that's the war against ourself, is we attack, which then makes us believe that we can be hurt by all these things, and so then we attack what we think can hurt us, thinking that we've succeeded in protecting ourselves, which actually makes us even more weak. And so the cycle of the war against yourself continues. Now,
and that's how the ego secures its life.
That's right. That's how the ego keeps itself alive.
Yeah.
That's how the ego cannot stay alive without attack.
It's like, oh, look at this person's yelling at you. It's an obvious attack. Not realizing that this attack is coming
because
from
of yours.
My last attack.
That's right.
And we never put that together.
No, we never put that together.
And who are really healing more than them is our past self that did this to us. That forgot to put the keys up for us, and they fell in the couch cushions, and now it made it really difficult for their future self to have some peace.
Yes.
And so that's what's going on.
That's what's going on. Now, it is as certain that you will fear what you attack as it is sure that you will love what you perceive as sinless. So if you attack something, you're going to be afraid of it. You're going to believe it can hurt you. That's what we were just saying. Whatever you attack, you're going to believe is something that can hurt you. And it's just as certain that you're going to see it that way as it is certain that you will love whomever you see as sinless. Whoever you attack, you will fear, and whoever you love, you will see as sinless. Well, the person, they walk in peace who travel sinlessly along the way love shows them. So the person who walks in peace through the world is the person who follows the road that sinlessness shows them, not attack. So you want to walk through your world in peace? That comes from walking the way that sinlessness shows you. So you want to have peace in the world? I would like to walk in peace here. I'd like that. Would you like to walk in peace here on earth? Yeah. I'd like to be able to be on earth and be like, dude, I'm so peaceful. This is awesome. I feel so good. Man, this is awesome. I feel so peaceful. Man, how can I be helpful? The only way that you can walk the world in peace is by walking the way that sinlessness shows you, by following the action that sinlessness shows you, following the path that sinlessness shows you, instead of following the path that attack leads you on. You know, following the guidance that sinlessness gives you instead of following the advice that attack gives you. What should I do, attack? What should I do, sinlessness?
Imagine if we could just go 2 or 3 days where we were just remembering in all situations, is this giving sinlessness? And that would answer all questions.
Is this what sinlessness would do?
Yeah, is this response sinlessness?
Yeah.
Or is this a response of sin, which is guilt, shame, blame, something's wrong, correction, punishment, pain, all of those. Or is this the response of sinlessness, guiltlessness? And if we could just go for a period of time and just exercising that, exercising it, what we do is, because there's going to be a lot of temptations not to want to do that, of course.
Especially in our relationships.
Is to respond with sinlessness, guiltlessness. Sometimes we think it's almost impossible. But if we can do that for a period of time, I don't guarantee you, but the one that created all creation guarantees it through the establishment of what was established. If you start sowing properly, you'll start reaping properly. You start giving rightly, you'll start getting rightly. And so it's all about not giving guilt. See the situation, see the person, see the circumstance. Know that this encounter is innocent. It's innocent. It's innocent. It's innocent.
They are innocent, and you are innocent.
And so is the situation. And I don't care what the yes but is. The situation, the person, the circumstance is innocent. And don't try to say, well, it's not innocent until I see it as innocent. Just know that it's innocent and ask for help to see it that way, but don't jump ship just because you're not shown right away how it's innocent. Just stay the course. And what you'll notice is your days will start changing, because the dots will start connecting to where, man, this has gone right, that's gone right, this is right, this is happening good, this coincidentally happened, that phone call came in just in time. And it's because you're not attacking, and so you're not asking for attack. Now your higher self isn't sitting in the passenger seat going, whew, wow, this is such a joyful ride now
now that I'm not attacking anymore.
Now that I'm not attacking all the time and asking to get in a severe car accident. And as we've been doing, and it's nice to just drive this car knowing that not only are we not going to be attacked, but we're going to get where we need to go to without any hiccups.
Exactly. That's exactly what you're saying is this. The person who walks in peace is the person who travels sinlessly along the way that love is showing them. Because the person who is walking the way that love shows them is the person who is walking with love on the path, and love is protecting that person from fear. And that person will see only the sinless. Who are the sinless? Those who cannot attack. So, in other words, the only safety in this world, the only safety is to walk the path of sinlessness and love. What would you have me do, sinlessness? What would sinlessness say about this? What would sinlessness see in this situation? Let me follow the goal of sinlessness. And the one who walks that path, the path of sinlessness, that's the one who feels protected from fear and attack. Okay, would you like to walk through this world being protected from fear and attack? Well, following the path that sinlessness shows you, doing what sinlessness would have you do, that is the way to walk through the world being protected by love from fear and attack. It's your only safety. Sinlessness and guiltlessness is your only safety.
And the Course tells us, to ask our higher loving self at the beginning of our day, what would you have me do? Mm-hmm. What would you have me say? Who would you have me say it? Mm-hmm. And when would you have me say it? Mm-hmm. And when you have these tools in your tool belt already at the beginning of the day, before you even said the prayer, mm-hmm. then when we go out in the day, you don't have to ask Spirit, what would you have me say? Did you agree with me attacking them with guilt? Mm-hmm. You already know Spirit wouldn't have you say that. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're learning here is some of the things that Spirit won't have you do, mm-hmm. won't have you say. Mm-hmm. It's helping you quicker to hear Spirit, mm-hmm. to get to that place where we can hear what we do need to say, mm-hmm. not get caught up in this net, all tangled up in this rope.
This vicious cycle.
That Spirit has to get us untangled mm-hmm. out of before we can even hear what to say to Him.
Yes.
Why not be already at that place where we're not entangled, knowing, mm-hmm. okay, attack is weakness. Mm-hmm. I don't want to attack myself mm-hmm. or my brother or sister. Mm-hmm. I want to be helpful. I don't want to not be helpful. Mm-hmm. And what would you have me say, Spirit?
Exactly.
And now you already know. Just calling on Spirit, I think, reminds us, what would you have me say? Mm-hmm. Reminds us right away. We don't have to go back and read this lesson. You know Spirit's not going to have you attack them.
Yeah, exactly.
If you ask Spirit that, if they're yelling at you and your response is, what would you have me say? You know Spirit's answer isn't going to be, attack! Uh-huh. Give them some guilt.
Yes.
You would know not to do that. Mm-hmm. But you would know because you remembered to call on your higher loving self.
Yes. Yeah, I have experienced many times in my life, and also been a therapist for those who have experienced a time when it really did feel like we were being attacked. Like, mm-hmm. I've had experiences where even other people were like, they're attacking you. You should get a lawyer. You should get a lawyer, and that's libel or whatever. I have had experiences where I felt like I was really being attacked, and it really looked like I was. And I did what the Course in Miracles said, and I said, whatever I do, I'm not going to attack back. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to defend myself.
Right.
I'm not going to attack back. I'm not going to defend myself. When people told me, go get a lawyer, you need to blah, 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 I didn't take that advice. The only thing I did was I only did what sinlessness was guiding me to do. I only did what love was guiding me to do. And so I didn't defend myself with attack. I just continued to do whatever it was that love was telling me to do.
Right.
And then the entire situation transformed into the most beautiful miracle.
Right.
And I've had that experience many times. And I've been the therapist for many people where they were in a serious situation where it seemed like they were really being attacked. And I would always tell them, do not attack back. Do whatever you do not attack back. Just cling to the truth and do only what love tells you to do. And they would always come back and report that a miracle had happened. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what it's telling us here, is that the only way to experience the protection of love from fear is to not attack back when you are perceiving yourself attacked. Traveling sinlessly along the way that love shows you. Doing only what love tells you to do in the face of the perception of being attacked. That's the only safety from attack. Tricia says, does feeling like you're running with your hair on fire, does it feel like you're running with your hair on fire? Okay. I'm not sure. And then Janice says, do only what love tells us to do. Exactly. And that's your only safety from the perceived attack. Okay? Attacking back is not going to make you feel safe at all. It's just going to make you feel more unsafe.
Right.
Because now that person wants to attack you more, and you believe you deserve more attack, right? And
then you're gonna them attacking you more because you attack back. Now you're gonna want to do what more?
Yeah.
Attack more back, and then it's like you're both hitting yourselves on your own head.
You're both warring on yourself.
Because now it's going to come back on your own heads.
The only safety is in not attacking back. Like the workbook lesson, in my defenselessness, my safety lies.
Right.
In my defenselessness, in my not attacking back, my safety lies. Only in my not attacking back does my safety lie. So that's my only safety in that.
And that's why I say, you know, the world has laughed and mocked the light workers like a bunch of sissies. But those are the those are the bad
badasses.
Badasses.
Those are the spiritual badasses.
When you can stand there and be attacked and not attack back, that's not only a strong person, that's a wise person. That's somebody with displaying a lot of character and wisdom, a lot of honor. It's honorable because you're not only doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for the other person.
That's right.
That's an honorable person.
Absolutely. And that's a strong person. Right. That's a strong person. And if you are being attacked physically, not attacking back doesn't mean you stand there and let them physically abuse you. Not attacking back means you just walk away without calling them every name in the book, without, it just means that you don't attack back. It doesn't mean you don't walk away.
Right.
It just means you don't attack them back. Okay? So,
and again,
just want to clarify that.
It's funny because, of course, when we walk away, don't we feel now we're leaving ourselves vulnerable? Because that's how we've taught ourselves.
Right.
That makes me vulnerable now, not realizing that gives me my power.
And your protection.
Not only gives me, it doesn't give me my power, it keeps my power.
Yes,
that's
right.
our power.
That's right. It keeps your power in your awareness.
They don't take it away from you.
That's right.
Or you don't lose it.
That's right.
Because you lost your ship.
Exactly. You just... and so all you're doing by not attacking back is you're keeping the awareness of your strength in your awareness. Okay. So then here's the instruction for us miracle workers, us who want to walk through this world in peace and in safety.
And power and strength.
And power and strength. Then here's what you do. You walk you in glory with your head held high. What does that mean? That means fear no evil. Walk you in glory and fear no evil. Meaning fear nothing can hurt you. Fear nothing can hurt you. Walk you in glory with your head held high and fear no evil.
And with your head held high, it's not haughty, it's not cocky.
Right.
That is confident. Walk you in glory with confidence.
Yes, exactly.
Walk in confidence.
And when you feel guilty, your head is hung low.
Yeah.
But when you're feeling innocent, your head is held high.
Yeah, so getting attacked back.
Exactly. So walk you in glory, feeling innocent, feeling not guilty.
And fear no evil. Why? Because you requested no attack back.
That's right. And what you haven't attacked, you don't fear. Remember, you only fear what you attack.
Right.
So if you're attacking back, if you're not attacking back, you have nothing to fear.
Yeah, you're walking down the road like this. Well, I didn't attack myself in that situation.
So now I have nothing to fear.
I kept myself safe.
And so now I have nothing to fear. That's so beautiful. You only fear what you attack. And so if you don't attack evil, then you need not fear evil. The innocent, those who protect innocence, those who side with innocence, those folks are safe because the innocent share their innocence.
Mm-hmm.
So you're safe when you are sharing sinlessness instead of attack.
With another.
Exactly. That's what makes you safe.
You're not just taking innocence for yourself. It's
That's
back
right.
to that.
That's right.
Nobody enters the art by themselves.
Exactly. That's right. And so your safety comes because you're sharing sinlessness instead of attack. Beautiful. And it says, nothing the innocent see is harmful. Why? Because their awareness of the truth releases everything from the illusion of harmfulness. I love that. So, when you are only sharing innocence instead of attacking back, then nothing you see is harmful. Because your awareness of the truth has released everything from the illusion of harmfulness. Your what? Your awareness of the truth, your awareness of the truth of innocence and sinlessness releases everything from the illusion of harmfulness. I'm going to say it again because I want to remember it. My awareness of sinlessness of everyone and myself releases everything I see from the illusion of harmfulness. So when I'm like, sinlessness, innocence, sinlessness, innocence, then now I don't have to be afraid of any evil. I don't have to be afraid of anything. I can walk in glory with my head held high because my awareness of the truth of sinlessness releases everything from the illusion of harmfulness. So the opposite of attacking is seeing sinlessness. All right. And what seemed harmful now stands shining in our innocence, which means released from sin and fear and happily returned to love. The innocent share the strength of love. Why? Why do the innocent share the strength of love? Because the innocent looked on innocence. And every error disappeared because the innocent saw the error not. Every error disappeared because the innocent saw the error not. That's so beautiful. That's how you make errors disappear. Is you look only on sinlessness. You look only for the sinless. You don't attack the error. You only look for sinlessness and then the error disappears. Because you don't see the error now, you were looking for sinlessness. Who looks for glory finds it where it is. And where could glory be but in the innocent?
It's there to find.
No, absolutely, it's there to find. Where is glory? Looking for the sinlessness that's there instead of perceiving the attack and attacking back, which means creating the illusion of harmfulness in the world through which you walk. So, all right, so we'll stop here. I'll put a little note right
Paragraph
here.
4. And we're in section what again?
We are in chapter 23, section 1. 23:1, and it's called
from conflict.
It's called Walk You in Glory.
I love it. Walk you in glory with your head held high and fear no evil
In the night. All right.
It'd be more of a rap song, I think.
Sure. I mean, it could go so many ways with it. Truly, you could do opera, you could do jazz. Just just as long as you sing it. Okay.
You can do polka.
You could do polka. I'm trying to imagine you singing it polka style.
I'll work on it.
Okay, you work on it. Irene says, if you don't attack evil, you fear no evil. Exactly.
Right.
I love it. You only fear what you attack. Well, thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you using your very precious time and energy to join in this lesson. And if you would like to support this ministry and also get the message out to more in the world, then share it on your social media. And if you're watching it on YouTube, then like, share, and subscribe. We really, really, really appreciate you guys more than we can say. You're the best.
For real. Love you guys.
Mwah.